So what is dating like in Poland for foreigners? Is Poland as racist as they say? Are all of the stereotypes true? Let's find out.
My name is Sam. I'm from Nigeria and I'm 23.
Hi, I'm Eliza. I am from Poland and New York City.
Neo, I come from Botswana.
I'm Zainster Shane.
How long have you been here in Poland?
3 years now.
I am Tamara Malcolm. I'm originally from Panama, but I grew up most of my life in the United States.
I'm Sonia. I am originally from Korea. I spent most of my life in Poland.
My name is Amour. I could say my origins are Congolese, but then I was raised in Cape Town, South Africa.
Did you find that Polish men found you beautiful?
This is a topic that me and my friends always speak about. Where we come from, of course, it's all Black people, right? There's so much colorism, though. For example, as I grew up as a dark-skinned girl, so it's basically dark-skinned, ugly, light-skinned, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I feel like since I moved to Poland, my confidence grew immensely. And I spoke to my other Black friends and they're like, girl, same. I don't know if it comes from the compliments or just us feeling more confident being the minority. I don't know what it is, but I will 100% say I have gotten more compliments on my looks since I moved to Poland than in my own country.
A lot of my clients are from Pakistan, India. Those guys are coming here for tech and seem to be doing well in the market. They all have Polish girlfriends, unless they came with an Indian wife.
Main thing I would say that the discrimination is a lot less in dating, almost none. It's a level playing field where I can fully enjoy dating as a normal guy. In the US, where they just outright say I don't date Asians, or they totally ignore you, don't give you time of day. Most of them are very friendly. If you approach them, they'll smile. You don't get that super harsh rejection where they just brush you off completely, or give you the hand, or don't even acknowledge your existence.
I have been approached here in Krakow a lot more frequently than in New York City. And I mean, men approaching me and telling me, I like your confidence, I like the way you walk, would you like to go on a date with me? And they're very polite. It's not whistling and it's not this rude or like, hey, like yelling, like catcalling. They will walk up to me and I actually prefer that. Even if it doesn't turn out into anything, it's just nice to have someone walk up to you. I guess it's the American part of me, like, please talk to me.
Polish men, they will actually pursue and treat you good and make you feel like a princess. Also, see, it's okay to take your girl on a date. It doesn't mean you're a simp, It's okay to buy her flowers on a random Friday. It doesn't mean you're a simp.
Ever since I've been in Europe, I honestly dated more European women than Africans. This is why I like Eastern Europe a lot more, because they are very discreet with how they do things, So she might look like a angel. Get to know her, start dating her, man, you're gonna see some other shit after that. You'll be like, damn, I didn't know you were like that. But that's better, right? That's better for you than for her to be all over the place and everybody knows her for that.
Polish girls are usually a lot more humble. They don't think they are the most beautiful girls in the world. Ukrainian girls are very aware of that. They have a reputation for that. And in general, Polish girls are very, I would say, down to earth. They don't try to extract you as much. They see you as a person. They don't see you as wallet. Polish just want like a stable guy to settle down, who won't cheat, have a nice family.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
They're very, very easygoing. They're a lot more closer to Western culture.
The younger generation might want to have a Black guy as a boyfriend. When they ask you some questions and they find out you don't have the qualities they're looking for, they realize that, okay, it's not all Black guys that are like that, What the new generation's like is gonna be head-blowing for you. I think girls are attracted to independent guys that can cook
And take care of themselves.
They groom themselves, and you're just gonna be like the plus one to make them become a better person.
I think the interesting thing about Poland is that they don't really see things on a basis of race, but it's more about culture. If you come to this country, adapt and try to assimilate into Polish culture, you will be welcomed with open arms. However, if you come to Poland and try to bring your culture here and try to force Poland to adapt to you, they're gonna tell you to get the F out. And I actually think this is the gold standard for immigration and how it should be. A lot of Western European countries can learn from this. Yes, there may be a few racist people here and there, but I would say for the most part, the experience is very overwhelmingly positive.
Have you gone out with a guy who has approached you?
Yes. And it did not go well. We just didn't get along.
Polish?
No, he was actually French.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that means.
No. The difference between Poland and West Europe is very drastic. Would you want to end up with a Polish guy or somebody from the West?
I like excitement. I think it would be really sweet to be with someone that's different culture, because then you can kind of open up each other to their culture. But I also wouldn't be against someone from my own culture, because like I said, it's very similar, and I think there's a certain comfort, especially for me, since I moved to the States at a young age, and I felt that need to be back in my home country.
Do you think black men get fetishized sexually?
Yes, it's everywhere in Europe. And this is another reason why, even if I get in a relationship with a Slavic woman for real, any white person, I don't know if it's really gonna be something that I'll take very seriously. Because I know we are getting fetishized, for sure. Black men love that. It's a thing of, they know, but you're like, yeah, they love us for this. You dumbass, they literally only love you for that. Like, you are nothing else, just a piece of meat.
I hear it's hard to find something serious because they don't want to date you.
They don't want it, but they
want
just,
to smash you.
exactly. And it's like a thing of, bruh, don't you see this coming? It's like, yeah, I don't care, you know, I'm just, yes, you do care, bruh. Like, what are you talking about?
Again, it depends on how the person approaches it. I feel like there's preference and then there's fetishization. I feel like when it's a fetish, it's where you're kind of doing it for the wrong reasons. The way I used to date was through Tinder because I found it hard to meet people on a daily, right?
Totally.
And you get a message on Tinder like black chocolate, something like chocolate. And I'm like, oh, don't do that, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay to have your preference, but just don't make it a fetish like that.
Okay.
Do you think that the men here fetishize you?
I feel like it's not much different than other countries. Because I speak Polish and I know the culture, I just like stay away from those kind of men. For me, that's a big ick. I feel like it's more common for white girls to fetishize Asian men.
In Poland, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I feel it. And I love it.
All of my guy friends, they are just like soaking up the attention. They love it.
Do you have a problem with fetishization?
If they like me, they like me. Thank you. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, there's times where you can see that certain stereotypes are kind of being followed. I don't find it a bad thing that someone has a preference. I'm not going to be upset about that because then I could be upset with myself because I have a preference for tall men.
I think fetishization is a word used to villainize white men, first off. What's the difference between fetishization and preferences? And as long as they're respectful, who cares? So I had a very good experience dating a Polish girl. We're no longer together because she had to go back to her hometown. We had a good understanding of personal space. We were able to communicate very deeply and very honestly. I was able to be myself around her, which was something that I feel like I have lacked in a lot of my previous relationships. She also exercises regularly, so I never had to push her to go to the gym. She mainly did it for herself, and the sexual chemistry was actually very, very good. I think the thing that we connected on the most was our sense of humor and banter. With her, I was able to be myself and make some of the most offensive, outlandish jokes. So instead of walking on eggshells and constantly being corrected on what I can or can't say for risk of being offensive, she always gave me the benefit of the doubt and knew that I was joking. And she also threw it back at me, which I found very, very valuable. Also, because she came from a good family, both of her parents were in the household, you can tell because her expectations for a man were quite high because she had a very strong father figure.
I want to ask you about your relationship with your husband then. So how long have you guys been together?
We've been together for 4 years in total. We started dating in the pandemic 2020.
Oh, wow. Did you guys meet on Tinder as well?
We did meet on Tinder.
You would say it's been a positive experience, right? The Polish man?
Yes. 100%.
Yes. Everybody that I talk to, both men and women, say that Polish people are fantastic in relationships.
I can agree because I wouldn't be with him for this long if it wasn't good. He understands my culture. He wants to get to know me for me and not me for the fact that I'm black, you know? We rarely talked about race until 1 year into the relationship where we're like, okay, look, this is getting serious. We're probably going to have kids at some point. You know, we should speak about race.
I'm envious a little bit sometimes about like the Polish relationship. The one I'm with right now, it's 5-star.
You're telling me that you don't have to pay for everything.
As a guy, I want to,
Me too,
you know?
right.
I like the fact that she takes care of me too. Like, it makes me feel at home. My girlfriend spoiling me.
The thing is, I've only ever dated Polish men because I grew up here. There is not a lot of choices. Like, to tell you the truth, like even if I wanted to date like an Asian or Hispanic or black man, I cannot find.
I've had 2 sort of long-term relationships here in Poland. They were interested in doing things together. It wasn't just crashing out at the house and just sitting and doing nothing, but they also were athletes and they liked sports. I just feel like the dating process is much more authentic here. The men are much more gentlemen. There's not as much pressure to be so physical so fast. They know my last name before they're trying to, hands everywhere. Some of their patterns are closer to the patterns that I expected from the US, like opening the car door. I hadn't had that happen for a while. And here are the guys standing, taking your coat off, hanging it up for you.
I also like how we did things as a team. I'm 29 and she was 20, so obviously she could not pay for a lot of stuff because she was still a student, but she helped contribute in other ways. We traveled extremely well together. We were always doing things for the mutual benefit of each other. That seems to be a constant with a lot of Polish relationships. She was just really chill too, She didn't have super high expectations of me taking her to the most expensive restaurant. She never really complained about anything. When we would hang out, mainly it would just be like going on walks or just cuddling and watching TV. She didn't really ask much from me because we had such a strong connection, and that seemed to be a lot more important than all of the other flashy stuff. We obviously had our disagreements of opinion, right? But I feel like we were able to openly debate and share our opinions without letting it affect our relationship. In Los Angeles, which is a very liberal place, I have lost many friends just because of the fact that I've openly said I'm conservative. She didn't drink or smoke either, which I really appreciated. And that's actually quite rare because that's one of the bad habits that Slavic people have. A lot of the women here smoke cigarettes, vape, and drink a lot.
Something that I admire about Poland is that I feel like the men here are still men, but there's a healthy respect for women. Out of everywhere that I've been to in the world, here's the closest to, I guess, 50-50 that I've seen, but it's not 50-50 in just monetary. It's like, I see you as an equal. However, I'm going to do my part as a man. I expect you to do your part as a woman, but we're a team. In Latin countries, the men will shower you with compliments. It's all about developing physical, sexual chemistry first. However, here in Poland, I've noticed that it's about developing friendship and connection. There's some girls that are a little easier, but in general, it's like you won't even really have sex or anything until a few months into the relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is really, really nice. It's different, but it's very nice, right? The general society pushes relationship, and cheating is heavily frowned upon here. In Colombia, cheating is so normalized, it's like expected. Like even just for the people that I know, a lot of men have separate families. There's love motels everywhere around the cities. It's so big into the culture. But then here, yeah, right. But here or Asia, if you cheat on your partner, that's a big deal, right? Divorce is a very big deal. So I like being in societies like that.
I also really appreciated how loyal she was, and she would always defend me when we would have little dramas in my building. When I would show her some of the negative comments I received, she always had my back. And I think this is a stereotype that is true about Polish people, is that they are fiercely loyal to the people that they love. Yes, Polish people may argue amongst each other about small things, but as soon as anybody tries to attack or challenge Poland, Polish people are the first to defend their country and their people. After what I went through with my ex-wife, how she betrayed me and threw me under the bus, experiencing a woman who truly had my back and supported me was so amazing. It reminded me of how important that was in a relationship.
When I see my friends, they're in relationships, and Polish men understand and want to be a partner. They're not overdoing the hookup kind of thing. Also, because of the language barrier, most of the time, Polish men will only talk to you when they're serious, when they know that they got what it takes to have a conversation with you. Once they get to know you, they like to move things forward a lot better. My experience in Italy again, they'll say everything to you like on the middle of the street, but that guy's not interested in moving anything forward with you. And they half the time aren't having a conversation. They're just sending you a lot of compliments.
So when it comes to culture, I can confirm that our cultures are similar and very compatible. I think I had a unique situation because my girl, her dad's best friend is Chinese. She watches a bunch of Korean shows. She loves Korean music. I feel like our foundational values were very similar. Just mutual respect, open communication, cleanliness, respect towards elders and our family. There were just lines that she never crossed when even we were disagreeing about stuff. She was always very considerate and respectful of my feelings, and to not cross any lines that would potentially disrespect me.
The issue that a lot of men have in the West, and I also share this sentiment, there's still an expectation for us to be men, but we're not getting a womanly woman. And society is not encouraging these women to be better women. Women want equality, but only when it suits them. Then when it comes to the hard parts of being a woman, like for example, I think in African cultures, you guys teach this as well. Sometimes as a woman, you got to hold your tongue. But in the US, it's like, no, you can't tell me what to do.
One metaphor my aunt always uses is put water in your mouth. Because sometimes you're mad, and in the moment you just want to say, lash out and say things you don't even mean. So yeah, I 100% agree that if you hold your mouth, you could actually avoid things escalating and becoming violent.
I think Polish women are very strong, very independent, very competent. You know, a lot of them know how to like change a tire or do a lot of stuff around the house, but they still value the man and what the man brings to the table. And I think it's like a nice mix of Western and Eastern values. I highly recommend that you guys watch this video next. What do you guys think? Foreigners, Polish people, I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Peace.